Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And it's time for the rundown, brought to you by Four Corners Boxing Talk and Crown Custom Cues, along with Title Boxing. Now, let's get started. We're going to talk about the hottest topics in boxing today. Over the last couple of days, ever since our last show, we air Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. For those wondering out there, we'd like to get you in here for the rundown every time we're on. Touch on the hottest topics in boxing. First off, we're going to talk about the fiasco that goes on August 26th. Mayweather-McGregor. A lot of rumors have been circulating around lately about McGregor getting knocked out since he started training camp. Well, they're false, guys. They're completely false. It all started from Jesse Vargas doing they were doing a 5K run or walk or something like that. Him and Brandon Rios both, and their families, and ES News called him out there and asked him about it, and he was joking. If you listen to the end of the video, he talks about joking. First off, Brandon Rios ain't knocked him out because Brandon Rios had never even met Conor McGregor. Second, the other guy that rumored to have done it was Brandon Wheeler. He's an MMA guy. Brandon Wheeler hadn't done it either because he's recovered from surgery. He's not in no training camp. It's physically impossible for him to be in a training camp. All right? I can tell you the guys in the training camp, I talked to all but one of them. You got a Tiernan Bradley in there, Deshaun Johnson. I mean, it's mainly just Irish guys, it's boxers, a couple of MMA guys. You got Paulie Malignaggi's coming in. But don't let the rumors, McGregor didn't get knocked out. That don't change the fact he's going to get his ass whooped on August 26th, but he did not get knocked out in sparring. The still photo proofs of it, where he shows him where he's in a cage, and his head's flipped over. Man, them things are about a year old. They're not real either. That's what had happened there is something. I seen the video last night, I believe. He had been sparring or whatever they do, rolling or whatever they do in MMA, and a guy come out of an armbar and he was just getting up. No, he did not get knocked down. He did not get knocked out in sparring. Let that myth go. It's over and done with. I mean, it's gotten pretty good. Dewey, which is Vargas' trainer, he even said, well, Jesse did not lie. Well, Jesse didn't lie. He was joking, really, I guess. All right. So let's put a quill to this. I'm going to touch on Stephen A. Smith saying today that McGregor is not racist. Do I know if McGregor's racist? No, I don't. I don't have a clue. I do know the angle's being played, though, and I don't think it's just being played by him. I think it's being played by everybody. It's part of the gimmick to set up for this circus, and but it did make me dislike him a little bit more, lose some respect for him. That's for sure, because you don't get on there and play that card. I don't care if it's ass tubby or not. Me myself, I couldn't do it. I think some of the stuff was taken out of context. I really, like I said originally, for those of y'all that listen to the radio show on the BDN Radio Network throughout the Southeast, knows that I said I wasn't going to touch on this damn thing. I wasn't going to do nothing. For those that follow Four Corners Boxing Talk, whether it be through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever it be, I've only did like one or two articles on it, period. I've got one that I sold to, I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'll have to let you know next time, but it's like Southern Living magazine or something like that. And but I'm trying to stay away from this thing because we got a real fight that night. Miguel Cotto returns. Although if I was Golden Boy, I'd have moved that date. I really would have, because this thing's going to do mega numbers, guys. Whether you like it or not, it's going to do mega numbers. Right now, it's tracking to do 5.6, 5.7 million buys. That would shatter the record that Maypac set back in May of 2015. I'll be surprised if it does that, but I can see it possibly breaking the Pacquiao-Mayweather record. I can see that. And this thing's generating a lot of money. Anybody that don't know it's just a money grab, get out. You need to follow something else. Start checking on cricket or soccer or what have you. And to my UK guys, man, no offense on the soccer dig, but it is what it is. We're in America, and the football is football over here, guys. We're talking about the Patriots, the Cowboys, the Giants, stuff like that when we talk about football, okay? But next thing we're going to touch on is yesterday we broke a story about Deontay Wilder defending his WBC heavyweight championship against Louis Ortiz. All right. There is negotiations ongoing. Stubborn is kind of threw a wrench in the game. All right, about not wanting to take no step-aside money. Well, here's the thing. Right now, he's actually probably set to get as much in step-aside money as he would get if they were to actually fight. It's close. The reason the Stubborn and Wilder fight has not been made is because nobody wants to fight. They can't get a network device, Showtime, Fox. None of them wants that fight. The truth is, before this Figueroa and Guerrero card this weekend, Wilder had the two lowest rated card. I mean, he headlined the two lowest rated cards on PBC, period. On network TV. Let me specify that. Network TV. CBS, NBC, Fox, ABC, you know, what's really free TV. And, I mean, I've seen some people today going, well, man, you know, it peaked at over 1 million buys. I mean, Lomachenko's last fight on today, 100-something. Well, buddy, that was on HBO, too. You know? The Showbox card, it only did 612,000. Stuff like this, the numbers, you know, come up. And I'm like, they're on Showtime. You know, I think it's over almost 300 million people have Fox. I mean, 200 million people have Fox. It's less than half of that have HBO or Showtime. Well under half of that. So it's not. That's not even comparing apples and oranges. That's comparing apples and carrots. Let's be real here. But Wilder Ortiz, they are negotiating. I do believe it's going to happen. Talked to DeBella yesterday, and the only thing I could get out of him was no October 14th or November the 4th, I will be with the heavyweight champion of the world at the Barclays Center. So there's a fight going to happen October 14th or November the 4th. He reserved both dates at the Barclays and for this fight. So whichever one they're able to get in, I'm thinking probably November the 4th. All right. Next thing we're going to touch on the Crawford and Ndongo card. This is a great card, guys. There's about 10% of the tickets left. That's about it. If you're in Lincoln, get out there and check this card out, man. The prices are great. Get out there and check it out. It's a great card. I mean, you're going to get to see an undisputed champion in the junior welterweight division. It'll actually be the first undisputed champion, period, in the sport since Jermaine Taylor. All right, since he beat Hopkins. The undercard isn't got top matches, but it's got some good names. You got Shakur Stevenson's coming out. Nicholas Walters makes his return since last year when he lost to Lomachenko. Gvozdik's coming. He's going to be on the card. It's a decent card, guys, and for the price, it's real good. And you want to talk about a steal, is this Superfly card. That thing is a steal. Tickets as low as $30. They were as low as $30 for arguably the best card we've had in boxing in years. All right. Let's get back to the rundown. What's the next topic we got up here? Weight issue for our Broner. I see a lot of talk on it. Ain't too many people cover it today. But I seen a pic posted today in one of the Facebook groups in Eastwick Boxing. Let me just shout out to Eastwick. That's run by Wilson Urena. Great group, guys. Great fucking group. If you're casual, don't go in there. You play at your own risk right there, that's for sure. But he posted a pic. I believe it was yesterday. It might have been today. You know, it's all this blends together to me. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. That looked like a drained Broner, and they said 148. Now, I believe he's around 148, but is he around 148 hydrated? I know the picture he is not hydrated, but is he around 148 hydrated? If he's around 148 hydrated, then he's probably okay. All right. Now, when I talked to his team yesterday on a media call, and I know he's been under 150 for over a month, so I think he's going to be okay, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Like, you know, we'll break that fight down next week, I believe it is. That fight, we'll do the breakdown on that fight. But That's just how it is. Now, next, we're going to go to the Durrell and Benavidez card that's been announced. We announced this fight on Four Corners Boxing last week sometime, I think. We broke the story on it. If you don't follow us Facebook.com, that's / Four Corners Boxing Talk. We break news religiously. All right. Also have some general articles in there, and we're different from everybody else. We don't have no clickbait where you got to go to the website and look at this shit. Read it right off the page. You can read our articles right off the page. And when I broke this, they announced today, September the 9th. I think WBC jumped the gun on that a little bit. I'm thinking this thing's going to end up being put on the undercard of Santa Cruz and Mares. Honestly, that's what I'm thinking. Which is October the 4th, I believe. That's where I'm thinking this thing's going to end up, which ain't bad. Put them all back out there in L.A. and add another card. I mean, we got a solid, man. We got some from the 19th of August, minus that shit the following weekend in Vegas. But from the 19th of August through the end of September, we got some solid stuff coming up. All right, I got an email here from Kathy out of Deering, Georgia. Kathy wants to know if when the next ESPN cards are for Top Rank. All right, Kathy, I'm sure you're aware that Lomachenko and the Crawford cards are both on ESPN. In September, they got the Gilberto Ramirez card, Zurdo. He'll be on ESPN, and that's as far out as I got right now for sure. But I will let you know as it comes along, for sure. Last but not least on the rundown, we want to talk about the Guillermo Rigondeaux and Vasily Lomachenko's manager, Klimas, and their Twitter beef. All right? Man, this shit's getting old. Everybody knows that has been listening to me knows these are my two favorite fighters. And it ain't even close. They're number 1 and 2, and it's either or. I don't really care. I just want to see these two guys fight. I don't give a shit if it's in a parking lot, if it's in a bathroom, where it's at. I just want to see this fight. Man, do you realize how big a fight this could be? Now, I'm talking about for the boxing purists. It's not going to be no mega money maker by no means, but for the boxing purists, this thing is unbelievable. Two-time gold medal winners in the ring at the same time. It's never happened. Ever. Alright? It's never happened. And it's just, I gotta see it, man. I want to see it so bad I can taste it. I ain't going to even spurture into who may win or what have you. I've seen some talk about Lomachenko wins at 130 because he's the size and blah, blah, blah. Lomachenko's not the type of fighter who uses his size to his advantage, so I'm not sure if that would hurt or not. I don't think it would. But let's get back to this Twitter beef. Rigo has called Lomachenko a duck. He did all this stuff. Now, first off, guys, if you don't know, surely you should, that these guys do not do their own Twitter accounts. All right, that's not Rigondeaux tweeting that. That's not Lomachenko if he's answering. Okay, that's not how it works. Now, there was a video released earlier today, or maybe last night, where Lomachenko said that he got fed up with the Twitter stuff, and he said that he'd like to just do it winner take all. He wants to fight it winner take all. That's stupid on both of them's behalf. But there's also some stuff going on that I talked to a couple people with Rock Nation and a couple people with Rigondeaux camp that Donaire Rigondeaux 2 or embarrassment even worse, whatever you want to call the card, is being negotiated, guys, for like November, sometime in November. I don't know if it'll happen, but it is being negotiated. The fact is this, Rigondeaux's getting up in age. He needs some money fights, guys. He needs some money. This is still prize fighting at the end of the day, plain and simple, and he needs some money fights. Donaire's probably the biggest money fight for him at 122. At 126, maybe Valdez, Gary Russell, Frampton,